Welcome to my channel. Subscribe and enjoy my new stories every day. I sat at the kitchen table, the morning sun filtering through the blinds and casting striped shadows on the countertop. As I sipped my coffee, the usual routine felt oddly heavy. My phone buzzed, breaking the silence, and I glanced at the screen. A notification from my bank. I opened the app and felt my stomach drop. Withdrawals: $500 at an upscale boutique, $300 for a hotel, $150 for dinner at an expensive restaurant. These weren't the typical transactions for our accounts. My wife, Sam, had always been responsible with our finances. Yet here I was, staring at a string of unfamiliar numbers that screamed deceit. "Sam!" I called out, my voice echoing through the otherwise quiet house. "Can we talk?" She walked in, a smile on her face, the kind that usually made my heart flutter. But today, it only made my heart race with anxiety. "What's up, honey?" I gestured to my phone, trying to keep my tone even. "I noticed some strange charges on our account. Can you explain this?" Her smile faltered slightly. "What charges?" I could feel the tension building. "This one, $500 at the boutique last week. We don't usually spend that much." "And what about this hotel? You didn't mention staying anywhere." Sam shifted her weight, avoiding my gaze. "Oh, that? I was with a friend. You know how it is. Sometimes you just have to treat yourself." "A friend." The word hung in the air, tainted by the doubt creeping into my mind. "But you didn't tell me. Why wouldn't you mention going out?" She shrugged, a flicker of irritation crossing her features. "I didn't think it was a big deal." "You're being a bit dramatic, don't you think?" "Dramatic?" I repeated, trying to mask the incredulity in my voice. "I think it's a big deal when money starts disappearing, Sam. I thought we were in this together." "Maybe you should trust me more," she replied, her tone growing defensive. The conversation spiraled from there, each word exchanged laden with unspoken accusations. My suspicions gnawed at me, unraveling the fabric of trust that held our marriage together. Days turned into weeks, and with every transaction I discovered, my heart sank deeper into disbelief. Sam's evasiveness was becoming more apparent. I began to feel like a stranger in my own home. One evening, I confronted her again, this time more prepared. "I checked our accounts, Sam. There's a lot of money spent on flights and hotels, and they're not booked under your name. Who are you spending time with?" My voice was steady, but inside, a tempest raged. She paused, her expression shifting from annoyance to panic. "What do you mean?" I took a deep breath, trying to maintain control. "I mean, this isn't just shopping or dining out. You're traveling with someone. Who is he?" Her silence was deafening. The weight of the moment hung between us like a thick fog. "I can explain," she finally stammered, looking anywhere but at me. "It's not what you think." "Then tell me," I urged, leaning closer. "Who is he, Sam? Is it someone from work?" With a pained expression, she finally muttered, "It's not important. I'm just living my life." Living her life. The phrase felt like a slap in the face. It became painfully clear, my wife was hiding something monumental. The realization hit me like a freight train. Sam was cheating on me. My heart raced, a mix of betrayal and fury coursing through my veins. "You're spending our money on another man, and you think that's okay? How could you do this to me?" She shook her head, her facade crumbling. "It just happened. I didn't mean for it to go this far." "How long has this been going on?" My voice trembled, barely above a whisper, but the storm inside me was far more explosive. "A few months," she admitted, tears pooling in her eyes. "I didn't want to hurt you." "But you already have," I shot back, my anger boiling over. "I trusted you. I thought we were building a life together. The silence that followed was suffocating. My mind raced with the thought of revenge, of reclaiming the life I thought I had. This wasn't just about betrayal, it was about justice. I was determined to make her feel the weight of her choices. "Pack your things, Sam," I said coldly. "You need to leave." As she turned to go, I felt a mixture of satisfaction and sorrow. This was the beginning of a new chapter, one where I would reclaim my life and expose the truth of her betrayal. I vowed that her careless actions would not go unpunished. I'd make sure she understood the pain she had caused. And with that resolve, the seeds of my revenge began to take root in my heart. The days following Sam's confession blur into a haze of anger and disbelief. I feel like a ghost in my own house, haunted by the memories of what once was and the betrayal that now taints everything. Each room reminds me of her laughter, her warmth, now replaced by cold silence and the echo of her lies. As the sun rises on a new day, I sit at the kitchen table, staring at a half-empty cup of coffee. My phone buzzes again, a message lighting up the screen. It's from Sam. "Sam, can we talk?" I scoff at the message, anger bubbling to the surface. Talk? What was there to talk about? She had already destroyed everything we built together. I type back, my fingers trembling with rage. "Me, talk? You think we have anything left to say?" I hit send, the message disappearing into the void. Moments later, the phone rings. It's her. My heart races, but I ignore the call, letting it go to voicemail. A few minutes later, I gather the strength to get up. I need to do something. I can't just sit here, stewing in my own misery. My anger transforms into a plan, a way to take back control. I drive to the office where Sam works. I know it's risky, but I need answers. I want to confront her, to see her squirm under the weight of her deceit. As I approach the building, I spot her outside, laughing and chatting with a coworker. The sight of her so carefree, so at ease, ignites the flames of betrayal in my chest. I march toward her, adrenaline coursing through my veins. "Sam!" I call out, my voice sharper than intended. She turns, her smile fading as her eyes widen in shock. "What are you doing here?" "I came to talk," I say, trying to keep my voice steady. "About the money. About him." Her coworker glances between us, sensing the tension. "I'll leave you two alone," she mutters, retreating into the building. "Let's talk inside," Sam says, but I shake my head. "No. We're talking right here." People pass by, eyes flicking toward our confrontation. I feel the heat of their stares, but I push it aside. This is about me and her. "Look, I didn't mean for it to happen," she pleads, her voice trembling slightly. "I didn't want you to find out like this." "You didn't want me to find out?" "Well, guess what? I did," I reply, my voice rising. "How many more lies have you been telling? Did you think I wouldn't notice the money disappearing? I told you, it's not what you think." Sam insists, her desperation palpable. "I was just." "Just what?" "Living your life." I cut her off, incredulous. "You're spending our money on a trip with another man, and you expect me to just accept it?" She looks around, clearly uncomfortable with the public setting. "Can we please go inside? I can explain everything." I hesitate, the anger boiling within me, but the need for answers overpowers it. "Fine, but make it quick." We step into a small conference room, the door closing with a heavy thud behind us. The air is thick with unspoken tension. I lean against the wall, arms crossed, watching her as she struggles to find the right words. "I never wanted to hurt you," she begins, but I scoff. "Save it. You hurt me the moment you decided to cheat. You've been living a double life while I'm at home, clueless." I know, she snaps, frustration bubbling over. "But it was just supposed to be fun." I didn't plan on falling for him. It just happened. Fun. Is that what you call it? I shoot back. What about the life we built? What about our plans? Please, she says, her voice softening. Can't we try to fix this? I love you, I didn't mean for it to go this far. The words hit me like a physical blow. Love. What a twisted version of love this is. You love me. How can you even say that after everything? Because I do, she insists, tears welling in her eyes. I made a mistake, but it doesn't mean we can't get past this. I shake my head, feeling a mix of anger and sadness. No, Sam. You crossed a line. I can't just forget this. The truth settles in like a lead weight in my chest. I thought I knew Sam, thought we were a team. But this woman standing in front of me, begging for forgiveness, feels like a stranger. I want to make it right, she pleads, desperation creeping into her voice. Just give me a chance. Why should I? You've already shown me who you really are, I respond, my heart pounding in my ears. You've destroyed any trust we had. The tension thickens as silence envelopes us, both of us grappling with the weight of our choices. Then, an idea strikes me, a way to expose her and the other man, to make her feel the consequences of her actions. Maybe it's time for you to face the music, I say, my voice low and determined. Maybe you need to tell him about us, about how you threw our marriage away. Her eyes widen, panic seeping into her expression. No, please don't. I can't. You can't keep running from this, I insist. You need to own up to what you've done. You need to see how much you've hurt me, and him. I'm begging you, she cries, her voice breaking. Don't do this. We can work it out. No, Sam, I say firmly. This is your mess. You made this choice, and now you have to deal with the consequences. As I leave the room, I can feel her eyes boring into my back, pleading for me to reconsider. But there's no going back now. I walk away, the weight of the confrontation still pressing on my chest, but now there's a new resolve in me. I will expose her. I will make her see the destruction she has caused. And in that process, I will find my own strength and reclaim the life she tried to steal from me. The following days stretch out like an endless tunnel, each one filled with a simmering anger that feels ready to boil over. I can't shake the image of Sam's pleading eyes, nor the ache of betrayal that settles in my chest. Every time I see her name pop up on my phone, my pulse quickens, a mix of rage and sorrow washing over me. I decide to put my plan into action. If Sam thinks she can carry on with her life as if nothing happened, she's sorely mistaken. It's time for her to face the consequences of her actions, and I'll make sure she feels every bit of it. One evening, I sit down at my computer, heart racing as I search for information on the man who has stolen my wife's affection. The digital world offers no shortage of leads. A quick search reveals his name, Jason, along with a profile on social media. He's a local businessman, charming and charismatic, everything I'm not, or so it seems. I pore over his photos, noting the lavish vacations and extravagant dinners he posts. The anger inside me ignites anew as I realize how little he values the trust one thought was the foundation of my marriage. I can't let him continue to sweep her off her feet while I sit idly by. I decide to confront Jason. I want him to know exactly what he's done. I dig deeper, finding where he works, and before long, I'm standing in front of a sleek glass office building, heart pounding with a mixture of fear and determination. Taking a deep breath, I push through the revolving doors and stride toward the reception desk. The receptionist looks up, her friendly demeanor fading as she senses my intensity. "Can I help you?" she asks, eyeing me warily. "I need to see Jason Marks," I say, my voice steady despite the whirlwind of emotions inside me. "Do you have an appointment?" she asks, her eyes narrowing slightly. "No, but it's important," I insist. "Tell him it's about Sam." At the mention of Sam's name, her expression shifts from caution to concern. "I'll see if he's available," she replies, picking up the phone. A few minutes later, I'm led into a polished conference room. I sit, trying to project calmness, though my heart is racing. Jason enters, a confident smile on his face that fades the moment he sees me. "Can I help you?" he asks, confusion flickering across his features. "Yes, you can," I reply, leaning forward, locking my gaze onto his. "I need you to know who I am. I'm Sam's husband." His smile vanishes, replaced by a mask of surprise. "What do you mean?" "I mean your little affair has consequences," I say, keeping my voice low but firm. "Sam has been spending our money on you, traveling and living a life we should have shared. How could you let this happen?" Jason blinks, trying to regain his composure. "I didn't know you were." "Of course you didn't. Because you're too busy enjoying the spoils of my marriage," I cut him off, my anger bubbling to the surface. "You think you can just take her away from me without repercussions?" He leans back, defensive. "Look, I didn't ask for this. Sam is the one who came to me." "That's the part that makes this worse," I reply, my voice rising. "You're a grown man, Jason. You should have known better. You should have told her to go home to her husband." "I didn't force her into anything," he shoots back, but his bravado is starting to crack. "If she's unhappy with you, that's not my fault." "No, but it is your fault that you're taking advantage of her," I say, my heart pounding in my chest. "You think you can just play with people's lives without consequence? I'm here to make sure you understand the damage you've done." The tension thickens as Jason shifts uncomfortably in his chair. "What do you want from me?" "I want you to tell her it's over," I state firmly. "No more sneaking around, no more pretending. You need to face her and end this, now." He hesitates, looking unsure. "I don't know if I can do that." "Then I'll make sure you do," I threaten, leaning closer, my voice a whisper. "If you don't, I'll make this very public. You'll lose everything, your reputation, your business. People will know you for the deceitful man you are." The color drains from his face as he contemplates my words. "You wouldn't." "Try me," I say, feeling a surge of satisfaction as I watch the realization sink in. "You think I'm bluffing? I'm just getting started." Jason finally nods, the fight leaving his posture. Okay. I'll talk to her. But you need to understand, this isn't just something you can control." "Watch me," I reply, rising from my chair. "You may think you can just walk away from this without consequences, but I'll make sure you feel every bit of pain she's caused me." I leave the office, a sense of power coursing through me. I've taken the first step in reclaiming my life and restoring my dignity. But as I drive home, I realize the confrontation is only the beginning. Now, it's time to confront Sam. I'll make sure she understands the depth of her betrayal and the weight of her choices. She thinks she can live a double life. She's about to find out just how wrong she is. The stage is set, and I'm ready for the next act in this tragic play of love, betrayal, and retribution. I won't rest until I see her face the consequences of her actions. This is far from over. The sun hangs low in the sky, casting long shadows across the ground as I prepare for the confrontation that will end this twisted chapter of my life. I've spent the last few days orchestrating my plan, gathering evidence, and lining up the pieces of this tragic puzzle. Today, everything will come to a head, and Sam will finally understand the gravity of her betrayal. I text Sam, keeping my tone casual to hide the storm brewing within me. We need to talk. Can you meet me at our usual spot?" A few minutes later, my phone buzzes with a reply. "Sam, sure, I'll be there in 20. I watch the clock, counting down the seconds until I finally see her walk through the cafe's entrance. She looks nervous, her usual confidence replaced by uncertainty. As she approaches, I force myself to maintain an impassive expression, masking the fury boiling inside me. "Hey," she says, attempting a smile that falters when she meets my gaze. "Sam," I reply evenly, motioning for her to sit. "Thanks for coming." "I hope it's nothing too serious," she says, her voice shaky. "I've been thinking a lot about us, and Us? I cut her off, my tone icy. "You've already made your choice, Sam. I know everything." Her face pales, and I relish the shock that washes over her. "What do you mean?" "I spoke to Jason," I say, my voice low and measured. "I made it very clear that he needs to end things with you. You should have seen the look on his face when I told him you were still married. It's only a matter of time before he realizes how foolish he's been." Sam's eyes widen in disbelief. "You can't be serious. You have no right to interfere in my life like this." "Oh, but I do," I reply, leaning forward, letting my anger seep into my words. "You decided to destroy our life together. Now, you'll face the consequences." Her hands tremble as she processes my words, and for a brief moment, I see a flicker of fear in her eyes. "You don't have to do this," she pleads. "I can change. We can work it out." "Work it out?" I scoff, shaking my head. "You think I can just forget that you've been playing house with another man? You think you can just erase the lies and betrayal?" "I didn't mean for it to go this far," she stammers, her voice barely above a whisper. I thought I could have both." "Both?" I echo, my voice rising with disbelief. "You wanted to keep your life with me while having your fun on the side? How selfish can you be?" "I made a mistake," she cries, tears streaming down her cheeks. "I thought you'd never find out." "But I did," I respond, my anger transforming into a chilling calm. "And now you need to pay for that mistake." With a sudden surge of adrenaline, I stand up, the chair scraping against the floor as I pull out my phone. I've recorded every incriminating conversation, every confession she's made. I press play, the audio filling the cafe with the sound of her voice, revealing the sordid details of her affair with Jason. "Sam, I can't keep this up," she says on the recording. "I love him, and I don't want to hurt my husband, but I want to be with him." Gasps ripple through the small crowd, heads turning in our direction. I watch as her face flushes with humiliation and fear, the weight of the truth crashing down around her. "You see," I say, letting the last word linger in the air. "You're not just betraying me, you're betraying everyone who cares about you." "I didn't mean for this to happen," she cries, her voice breaking. "You have to believe me." "Believe you?" I laugh bitterly. "You've lost that privilege. You've destroyed everything, Sam." I take a deep breath, steeling myself. "I won't let you walk away without facing the consequences of your actions. You need to understand that what you did was not just a mistake, it was a choice." As I prepare to leave, her desperate pleas echo in my ears. "Please, don't do this. I'll make it right. I'll do anything." But I'm already walking away, the finality of the moment settling in my chest. I don't look back, I refuse to give her the satisfaction. As I step out into the cool evening air, a sense of liberation washes over me. But my plan isn't finished yet. I have one last act of retribution to complete. I pull out my phone, dialing Jason's number. He picks up on the first ring, his tone casual. "Hello." "Jason, it's me," I say, my voice cold as ice. "We need to talk. I think you should come to the cafe where I just spoke with Sam." "What do you mean?" "Is she okay?" he asks, genuine concern lacing his voice. "She will be once you're done with her," I reply, my resolve hardening. "I'll be waiting." The tension is palpable as I stand outside, waiting for Jason to arrive. My mind races with thoughts of betrayal and revenge, and the images of my once happy marriage flash before my eyes. Moments later, Jason strides into the cafe, his casual demeanor quickly shifting as he spots me. What's going on? Where's Sam? She's inside, waiting for you, I say, nodding toward the door. But I think you both need to have a little chat, one that involves the truth. As he pushes past me, I follow closely, the sense of satisfaction growing with each step. I'm about to unveil the entire truth, to expose the deception that has marred our lives. Inside, the atmosphere is tense. Sam's eyes widen as Jason approaches her. What's this about? He demands, glancing between us. Ask her, I say, my voice steady. Ask her about the money, about the trips, about everything. Jason, I can explain, Sam begins, but I cut her off. You can explain how you've been lying to him while living a double life. How you've taken everything from me and thought you could walk away unscathed. Jason looks at Sam, disbelief etched across his face. Is this true? Sam stammers, desperation creeping into her voice. It's not what you think. I love you, I swear. I just got caught up in a moment. As the truth unravels, the tension in the air thickens. Jason's face turns from confusion to anger, and I can see the realization dawning on him. You used me, he shouts, his voice rising. You were just playing me this whole time. I didn't mean for it to happen, she cries, her voice filled with regret. Save it, he snaps, turning away from her. I don't want anything to do with you. I watch as Jason storms out of the cafe, leaving Sam standing there, tears streaming down her face. I feel a twisted sense of satisfaction at the chaos I've caused. Now you know what it feels like to be betrayed, I say, my voice cold as steel. Now you understand the consequences of your actions. As I walk out, the weight of the situation settles on my shoulders. I've exposed her lies, and in doing so, I've liberated myself from the chains of betrayal. Sam calls after me, but I don't turn back. Wait. Please, I'm sorry, she shouts, her voice cracking with emotion. But I'm already stepping into the night, leaving her behind. The reality is clear, trust is a fragile thing, easily shattered, and once broken, it can never be restored. As I drive away, I know that my life will never be the same. I've lost a part of myself, but I've also gained something far more important, freedom. I will move forward, leaving behind the shadows of betrayal and stepping into a new dawn, unburdened and ready to embrace whatever comes next.